So the gas tank had a bunch of debris on the bottom of it. So I got all the gas out, because you don't want to put gas in the ground. That's kind of a hazard. So I got all the gas out into a bucket, which I'll make sure to put a lid on so that no animals drink from it or anything. And then I sprayed water in it, cleaned it out pretty good. That's just the spray foam on the bottom. I don't know why it's not focusing, but it's very clean now. And making sure it drains good. It's in the sun, so it should be dry now. I'm gonna put that back into the boat, put new spray foam on the bottom, and then I'll probably cover all these holes. I'm gonna need to order a new what is it? Fuel level sensor or something. But definitely gotta get this installed. So there's gonna be a PVC pipe that goes under it that allows drainage. Yeah. But gonna use spray foam for that. We're just about to put that in there. You know what I realized? I had followed the manufacturer's I assume it's mistake, because now that I recollect it now, that there was no stringer in the back of here when I got it. However, there were spots on the floor where a string was previously fiberglassed into here. So appears someone had been just following this stringer and put that in there. So an actual manufacturer mistake. And then I followed that mistake and literally made the same mistake. Like, I just copied what they did, basically. So now the question is, do I just re-fiberglass this in where it should be? I think that would be the best option, because, I mean, this is where I screwed it in. Because to keep everything together, I put like 2-inch 225 bit screws, and that held them all together. But I ripped it out when I had to get the string out. That fiberglass actually a good thickness. I've been keeping it slightly thinner than like maybe a manufacturer would, but that's still pretty good thickness. Because this one's let's see. I don't believe I put 1708 on this one. So the fact that it's this thick is kind of impressive. Okay, so it looks like it was 1708 on the bottom. Then there might have been a layer of 1708. Well, either way, this one was a bit of a pain to get out, and very sad that I don't have to mess up my work. But I do think I could just fiberglass it in farther back, right here. The problem is, it doesn't seem like it fits the curve perfectly. It's kind of frustrating. However, when I first got the boat, it did not have that string at all. So I believe I could just fix up the exposed plywood and then leave it be, and just take this out. It is sad though. It feels like a waste. But another thing is, I did have to, when I was taking it apart, I did have to take the stringers out from along this to actually get it out. So this foam's gonna have to come off before I can fit it back in. Otherwise it's gonna be too tight of a fit and I just won't be able to get it in. So this foam has to come off. Got PVC pipe to go under it. So I'm gonna like try these out. It had a smaller one like this one last time. I want to see if I could fit a bigger drainage hole. So that would help because I'd be able to more water drain under it quicker. but I'm gonna have to test that out. So first thing, the foam needs to come off. You need to seal up those stringers. Cut the PVC to length, try it. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to that small one right there. And then you need to try out the hoses. So these I got off Marketplace a while ago for free. And if I can clean it out, it might fit and I won't have to buy one, because the hose like that is like $7 a foot. That's like, it's like 4.5, 5 feet. So that would be more money than I want to spend if I don't have to spend any money. And then I got the gas line and the air escape line. So I'm gonna get working on that. So all the foam's off that side. Got the stringer out of the way. Decided to use a whole bunch of liquid nails, which dries very well and seals pretty well. So I'm just using that to fill in the cracks, rather than adding a couple hours to the project by adding fiberglass. Yep. This will dry faster probably, and I'm putting that in. So I put a whole bunch of the big gap filler in the bottom, so that should help support it. I'm going to put it in, and then that should continue to expand underneath it. So got the tank right here, going to put that in, and then any gaps I have along the sides I'm going to fill in. But there's my PVC pipe. Better to have it too far and then be able to cut it off, rather than getting filled in by the foam underneath it. Here I finally got the gas tank in, so I'm gonna show a little bit about this. So I mean, it is a little bit lopsided, which I'm kind of sad about. I took the foam off of one side, but not the other, so it's a little bit lopsided. What I can do to try to fix that is I can put spray foam in on this side, let it expand, and then after that's expanded and dried, then I could put it on this side. So I'll do an overview of my fiberglassing work, my first ever fiberglassing work on my own boat. I've only ever done it before helping my brother, but not really doing it myself. Never mixing it, never really laying it without following the instructions of the boat owner, my brother. So up here, I did like 8 layers probably of like 1708 mixed with the thin strand. So that should really reinforce that front area where the loops go through. And then I'll probably, I don't know if I want to just put a washer on that's bent to that angle, or if I want to do a backer of some sort, like a piece of acrylic or something like that. Okay, so I'll move on to the stringers. So, okay, that's just a random piece of fiber. So there's a lot of variation. There's good fiberglassing jobs in here, and there's bad fiberglassing jobs in here. That all comes from the learning curve. So, I mean, right here, I mean, it stuck pretty well. However, I missed like the bottom of there. However, that was almost completely intentional, since if water gets in here, it wouldn't be able to drain unless I created a hole. So I kind of left the bottom unfiberglassed, however sealed with liquid nails. So over here it did pretty well also. Getting to over here, that one, I had delamination because I did not properly sand that face of the plywood. But overall, that one worked very well. I'm happy about that one. Let's see. Yeah, that one I decided to just do a cutout on the bottom, because that would be one of the ones where if you have flow, it's probably gonna be a lot of flow of water. So just want a lot of area that water can flow through. So all of these areas were mostly chop strand. So I was kind of more learning about the different types of fiberglass. So I did chop strand for these, and it sticks very well, but it doesn't have as much strength overall. I mean, it is very strong, but not as much as the other ones. So like around the critical points, there'd be at least two layers. Some of it where it only needs to be waterproofed would be 1 layer. I mean, for more high performance boat, I would recommend at least like probably 2 layers of the 1708 with maybe a chop strand underneath for better adhesion. So here's more things. This one I'm very happy with. I think this is one of the ones where before I did it, I sanded this one very well. So it's a very flat surface. And also it does appear that the side has a lot less texture. Some places, like when they made the boat, they did not put enough resin. So it really did not create as smooth of a surface as I would like. So in some areas, as much as I wanted to just keep on trying and trying and trying, it just would not laminate properly. One part of this boat I'm very happy with is how the transom came out. So I did 1 layer of 1708 on this side. I did chop strand on the other side, and then it was screwed to it very well. And that sealed it up really, really nicely. And then one thing I changed was I created taller stringers in the back for a better support of the transom. So, I mean, there is a slight chance that that will mess up the floor. However, there's a quick deadline for this boat, and I am learning as I go. So I can always make it smaller and refiberglass over the top, but the main support itself is done. So another thing I had a lot of problem with, and you'll have to do more research, is, and then once I did it all over the edges, I placed it at the end of the gas tank with a little bit of gap so I can add some foam, just for allowing the gas tank to have a little bit of flex. And then I fiberglassed it on one side. So what I really learned about getting the best adhesion is I learned that the chop strand, sometimes it just doesn't want to go down into areas or over bumps. So I took the thin weave, it's the 1 ounce per square foot, and then I put that down first, then I did 1708, then I went back with the thin strand, and that worked out very well. So I recommend that.